Hello everyone, I wanted to share some happy mail that I got from my friend Kim. She's on Instagram. Her channel, well, it's not a channel, but her Instagram is Seeds of Kindness. I'm not going to open the card because it's got some personal information in there, but look at how beautiful this card is. It's alcohol ink, and then she's got, I don't know what this is, but it almost reminds me of maybe clay, and then a really pretty flower, and even this has a lot of dimension to it. It's a very beautiful card. And then she also sent me some prints and alcohol ink backgrounds that she had made. This one is blue, really pretty kind of greenish blue one, really pretty dragonfly with yellow. And then I have this purple one, and this is alcohol ink, and it looks like a metallic, one of the maybe mixatives or something. Really pretty. I like how this comes out over here. And then I have this one. Really love these colors. Looks like a pink, red, fun burst of colors. This might be just another side to the purple one. Okay, maybe not. But another purple one that's really pretty. Also has the silver. And she gave me some really cool bright orange ones. So we've got a more yellowy one and a really bright orange with some yellow in it. These, I believe, are gel prints. Maybe. Sure. That one looks like a gel print. Really cool. And those colors really pop nice with the blue. Great choice of colors. And then I also she gave me some flowers. So my thought is, since she sent me all this wonderful stuff, I am going to make a card to send back to her. So I'd already pulled out, I have two ideas to use up. This one and the purple one. I really love those colors. Maybe use those on another one. I wanted to use, I had made these alcohol inked backgrounds, and then I cut these flowery things out of backgrounds I had done. And I think the purple with the flowers will look really nice. And then for this one, I have a circle. I'm thinking I'll do a circle there. And then I've got these leaves that I'd also jelly printed with probably last year, I think. And I cut, this was alcohol ink, and I cut out the leaf shape. This was jelly printed. I just have a few different kind of fall colors going on here. And I think that these colors go pretty nice with this background. So my idea is maybe wrap these leaves around like that, and maybe use this gold one kind of as a focal point, and then I'll put some words on there. So let me pull out some supplies so I can put these cards together. Alright, so I picked out some tan cardstock for the card base. I think that's a nice neutral color. The purple one has a pretty nice size to it, so I think I'm going to work with that. I might just need to straighten it up a little bit, and I do just need to use my bone folder to make sure these are crisp. Okay, and I can see how much of this I might need to cut off. Alright, so I'm going to cut a little bit from up here and a little bit from down here to try to preserve as much of that purple as possible. I just got my Fiskars cutting board here. And this Fiskars actually does have like a little wire to line things up. So I'll start with it'll come up about that much there. And then see how much I need to make it centered. Think about right there. Okay, and I could possibly add maybe a little bit of a background with this. Such a bright, happy color. And then I would have these on here. I don't know. Let me just think about that one before I cut it up, but it is a possibility. So for this next one, I do need to trim it down a bit. Go ahead and fold my card. Since this one is already larger, I can make the edge as wide or thin as I would like. So I think I want to go about 1/2 inch like that. Wrong side. I'm going to come up just a little because I want to cut a little bit off the bottom here, just to make sure it's straight. And then see if that fits right. Fits right over the top and bottom. So now I just need to cut off a little bit from the edge. I'm going to cut from this edge here. Good. So that looks good. And then let me start assembling this one, and then I'll decide if I want to do that orange on the other one. Alright, so I did pull out these stamps, which are kind of fall, kind of Thanksgiving. I really like this one. I like what it says. My heart is filled with gratitude. It has a little truck with some pumpkins. So I am going to stamp that right in the center of this circle with some Versamark ink. I will prep it with a little bit of my cornstarch bag. Give it a nice firm push. And then I've got my gold embossing. Alright, so I pulled out some little square foams, and I think I will, let's see, just I'll lay these out first. Then I need to decide how close, because I don't want to cover up the truck. Okay, so I added these squares just to the back sides of my little leaves. And I'm just going to start placing them right around, and I'm going to be tucking in the stems as I go around. So I'll just do that until I finish filling in the whole frame. Okay, so here's my final leaf, putting it into place. This is a brayer off sheet that I used from a magazine. I only brayered off on one side, so I thought I'd use this as my envelope. But first I kind of wanted to trim up these areas. Now I do have some decorative scissors I will use to, let's see. I've already kind of pre-folded it just to make sure it would fit. But basically, making sure the sides fold over like that, and then the top and the bottom. I think this one will be the top. Have to make sure that it will still cover. So I'm just going to use this as my line to cut here. And after I cut that, I can still cut a little bit of this off. So I'll do that before I fold my envelope or glue it. So starting here. Well, that'll work. And same for this side. You know, it might help me just to do a little mark, so I know where I'm fitting towards. Definitely helps. Then I'll just glue these sides here. And that fits in nicely. So there we go. Kinda can't even tell too much that it's a magazine paper because of all of the brayer off paint. Now I want to get to working on this card. So because this one is a little bit smaller, I do feel like it needs a mat. So I have this in my supply of cardstock. I think I will cut that down, give it a nice border, and I'll kind of bring in the gold tones from the flowers. This side is not straight, so that's the side I'm going to cut off. Kind of line it up this way, just trying to figure out how much to cut off. About right there. And for this one, right about here. I'm just eyeballing it. Straighten it out. And looks good. Fits on the card nicely. So let me go ahead and glue that down. I'm just going to put one of my stamp blocks on here and set that aside to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to work on my sentiment I'm going to put on top. So I decided to stick with these stamps, and I think what I want to do is use vellum and this pumpkin. So I'm thinking maybe I'll stamp the Hello Pumpkin. Welcome would be really cute too. Hello Sweater Weather. I don't know, they're all so cute. Even this Hello Autumn looks really cute. I do like the pumpkin season just because it is a pumpkin. So I think I'll go with that one. Now this will emboss this texture, but it won't cut it out. It'll only cut out the outline. So I'm going to stamp first with some Versamark ink. And then I'll emboss it with the gold, just like I did on the other one. I need to figure out where this needs to go. So probably just kind of leaving enough room all around. Oh, there we go. That's centered. Probably go about right here. So I will emboss that and come back to cut this out. The season didn't really turn out, but it's okay. It still looks really cute, and I think people will be able to figure out what that says. Alright, so I die cut that out. And if I can zoom in here, you can see a little bit of where the embossing happened. It's not too noticeable. So coming back to my design here. Thinking it's going to be like a clear almost little envelope. There is one thing I'm going to add. The exterior of the pumpkin gets a little bit lost, so I'm just going to use my chrome. But before I do, I want to make sure it doesn't clash too bad. See, actually that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to use this. I'll put down a scrap piece of paper. Okay, I'll let that dry, and then I'll see if I need to do anything else. Now I know that these are going to be kind of tucked inside the pumpkin. So start with this little one and come out to the side. I already took my stickiness off of here, so it's ready to just place. I'm actually thinking, even though I put glue on all of these, glue underneath will dry, but I feel like that gives it just a little more dimension. Okay, and then the pumpkin. Which doubles as my sentiment. I just put some foam behind this damp areas. And you can see a little bit of the flowers in the background. Picks up a little bit of the purple underneath as well, so it doesn't completely cover it, but definitely has fall kind of feel to it. So I think that is super cute. And then I will make an envelope for this one. To finish off the back of my card, stamp it, and then that way it can dry while I'm making the envelope. I found this one, same thing, it's a magazine. And let's see what this looks like on this side. Very cool. It's got the gold and the purple. Kind of ties it in with this one. And then there's my other one that had kind of like the orange greens tied in with this one. Alright, I have this other full stamp set. All these cute little critters and everything. So I just picked out this piece right here, and I'm going to do a little tone on tone here with my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. And I'm coming over to the corner, kind of lining up the bottom, but having the right side come off the page just a little. Hoping that that transfers. Yeah, perfect. And then got all these other little pieces. I think I might fill the bottom end just with this little piece here. But before I do that, I'll do the same on this one. Cute. And that just fills it in. Then I'm going to take some words here. I've got wishing you a harvest of happiness and the heart that gives gathers. So for this one, wishing you a harvest of happiness. That's with Hello Pumpkin. I'm going to do this one in the gold embossing. Ooh, I forgot to mention, because this is Distress ink, gotta use my embossing tool, my powder. Otherwise, the embossing will stick to the inks since I just stamped them. Okay, and I'll go heat set that. Now this little set comes with some die cuts. I cut out these templates so that whenever I use them, I have something to reference for where my die cut will go, because you can't see through this. So the way this works, my idea here is I want to have a white space to write, but I don't want to cover all of that up. Alright, so I've that lined up. I'm going to put the hinge down here. Should probably tape down my card as well so that it doesn't shift. Let's say stationery for my card and this flap. Then I'll lift this flap back. Fold my flap, line up my die cut, and I can remove the flap now and go cut that out. Alright, so that now reveals this part, so all I have to do is the same thing for this one. So again, my card stationery, line this up, to make my hinge. I don't need a piece that big, just this little piece. Okay, so now I can go cut that out. All right, so now look at how perfectly that fits. And then all I have to do is glue that down now. My wet glue was causing a little bit of warping, which is why I wanted to stabilize this back piece with some cardstock. So I'm going to use my double-sided tape instead. It's very strong tape, and then this way I don't risk it warping anymore. See up here, it was starting to warp just a little with the wet glue. I think this will help give it some stability. Perfect. And I think that really finishes the look. Plus, it gives a nice place to write. Very cool. So, I'll repeat that for the other card, and then I'll show you both of them completed. So I just have to show her envelope that she sent me. So cool. It looks like it was Gelli printed. It's really pretty. I love the colors on it. This is Seeds of Kindness. That's her Instagram. And look how cute these stamps are. I love it. So, with that, let's go over what I turned her backgrounds into. So I have the first one here. That's the envelope. And then this is the card. Set that way. This is her background, the really pretty alcohol ink. And then here's the inside of the card. And then for this one, it has more purple. So I found a purple gel print, also with the gold. And this one has gold details to really contrast from that purple. A little pumpkin here. And then, of course, the inside of this one. And the back. So there are the two cards that I'm going to send back to her, showing her so she can see them in person, what I made. I'm also sending her back some goodies. Just a few textures here and some papers. So that will get shipped back to her, and see what she makes with the items I sent her. Thanks for being here, and happy crafting, everyone.